Coming from CNBC, Anthropic moves closer to mega IPO as bankers line up investor meetings. So SpaceX has now IPO'd within a few days. They got to $2.9 trillion in value. And then they lost a lot of that value. They lost a lot of that value. But the important thing is they were able to IPO for trillions of dollars, which proves artificial intelligence is just that valuable. So Anthropic really wants to get on that bandwagon. They got an investment round not that long ago, like May, something like that, where they got like a $960 billion valuation. And so they're going to try to IPO somewhere over the $1 trillion mark. What is interesting about all of this in the technology world is it just kind of shows you how first mover advantage doesn't work out the way people think it does, right? OpenAI, if you go back 2 years ago, OpenAI was the front runner and everybody else had failed, right? Google had failed and Apple had failed and Anthropic was a footnote, right? Now we come to the summer of 2026. SpaceX is worth $2 trillion or 2 cents or whatever the hell it's worth. OpenAI still is not really, they're kind of sort of on the path for IPOing, but not really. They might IPO in 2027 at this point. And now Anthropic looks like they may IPO before OpenAI does to try to pull in the investor money before everything goes boom. So this is just something to think about when you're looking at these technology companies in the future, and just realize that first mover advantage doesn't really mean what people think it does. And when the pundits come out and they talk about particular tech companies being losers in spaces, do remember a lot of those pundits, right, are 23-year-olds with poli-sci degrees and don't actually know a damn thing about the world of technology. So just kind of put that one out there. As we go forward with this whole Anthropic IPO, I don't know. We're going to see how this goes. So right now, as I do this video, SpaceX IPO. So when they IPO'd, the strike, the cost per share was supposed to be $135 per share. When they actually started selling, it went to $150 per share. Within like 2 or 3 days, it had gone up to $225 per share. But as of yesterday, it had sunk all the way down to $133 a share. So literally, the value of SpaceX shares yesterday was less than their initial IPO strike price. And so the value had fallen from the highs of quite a bit, like 40 or 45%. So what's interesting here with Anthropic trying to IPO is they're going to try to come out of the market and they're going to try to be worth $1 trillion. And so one of the big things to be considering with these AI companies is that they need money. They are literally burning cash. And it doesn't look like they have a good way to stop burning cash. So much of the cash that they're burning is for things like data centers, GPUs, that type of deal. So you have Anthropic, right? They went to, is it XAI? Yeah, XAI, the Colossus One data center. So Anthropic went, and just out of Colossus One, XAI's data center, they are renting like 240,000 GPUs. So you figure each one of these GPUs costs about $40,000 a piece. You put that into servers, you put that into racks, you pay for electricity and everything else. And the cost to run these systems is absolutely insane. And so one of the big things to be thinking about with this whole AI bubble is the whole question of, can these companies scale back their operations? So with most companies, most technology companies are very much like Twitter, right? So Elon Musk bought Twitter, went into Twitter. A tremendous amount of the expenses for Twitter was labor, was basically all the engineers and all that kind of thing. So Elon Musk was able to go in and literally fire 75% of the staff. And Twitter, X, has maintained operation, right? It has continued to run, even though he cut 75% of the staff in order to try to save money, right? And so that's one of the ways you can try to scale back. You see this with Oracle right now, right? So Oracle wants to invest more money into building AI infrastructure, AI data centers. So they literally fired like 21,000 employees just to get them off the books so they can get more cash in. That's how most technology companies operate. The curious thing to be looking with these artificial intelligence companies, though, is I do wonder if they have the ability to scale back. So much of their expenses is simply in the hardware itself. So you either have to buy the hardware outright, you have to rent the hardware, you have to purchase new systems, have that stuff coming online. So one of the questions is can they effectively scale back their spend, even if they want to? And that's where I worry about OpenAI. So Sam Altman has come out with OpenAI and literally said IPOing for anything less than $1 trillion is, to quote, a non-starter. So think about this. The largest IPO in US history before SpaceX, a number of years ago, was Alibaba. They IPO'd for $169 billion. $169 billion was the largest IPO in American history until like a month ago. So think about this. Sam Altman is coming out saying with OpenAI, they have to have like 6 or 7x the IPO valuation of the previous largest IPO in history, just to maintain solvency, is essentially what they seem to be saying. And so the big question with these AI companies is what happens if they come out like, and this is how insane our world currently is. What if these AI companies IPO and they're only worth $500 billion? What if investors look at these companies and they say, look, they're valuable. There's a lot of value here, but it's not $1 trillion. What if they get valued at $500 billion? Do you realize we are now at a point in time where a $500 billion valuation for these AI companies could be a death knell? Being worth $500 billion would literally be a nail in their coffin because, again, with spend and everything else, they really need their valuation to be $1 trillion. This is the insanity that we're currently dealing with. If we take a look at this. Anthropic is lining up meetings with investors ahead of a potential initial public offering later this year. Bankers leading the offering are scheduling meetings between prospective investors and executives of the AI firm behind the popular Claude models. The meetings suggest Anthropic's IPO preparations are advancing as bankers begin sounding out investor demand for a formal roadshow and eventual share sale. Anthropic confidentially filed its IPO prospectus with the SEC last month, but hasn't disclosed when it plans to debut. The giant AI startup could hit the public markets as soon as October, though the timing could change. So if we're sitting here in July right now, that basically puts it about 3 months away, which, again, I guess that probably makes sense. The idea is see what the actual value of SpaceX is. Has the SpaceX IPO exploded or imploded so they can get a better idea of what their company should be valued before they actually IPO? If we go and take a look, continuing, the company closed a $65 billion funding round at a $965 billion valuation in May, pushing it above OpenAI's $852 billion valuation for the first time. And this is where I'm saying this shit is so insane. Their investors are already valuing them at $965 billion. And the thing to think about with investors, right? Investors are buy low, sell high. Don't buy low, sell low. Don't buy high, sell low, right? And don't even buy low, sell a little high. They want to buy low, sell really high, right? They want that home run. They want that 10x return. So if they invest at basically $1 trillion valuation, a $965 billion valuation, what they really want to see out of Anthropic is them get to something like a $10 trillion valuation so they can really bring the money in. And this is where I'm saying with this whole artificial intelligence insanity is that the valuations are just bonkers at this point in time. So one of the things you have to think about, like when you're dealing with startup companies, is that the investors have a tremendous amount of power. This is one of the things you'll hear from a lot of startup founders where they either failed or they didn't do as good as they wanted to, where basically they were clipping along, they were actually getting good growth, they thought they could be turned into something really impressive, and the investors essentially twist their arm so that the company gets acquired. Right? You see this with like Google and Facebook sometimes. Some startup company is doing really, really, really well. And you're like, wow, I wonder where they're going to go. And they get acquired. And you're like, huh, I wonder why they got acquired. Don't get me wrong, they get acquired for $500 million or $1 billion. It's a good payday for everybody involved. But you're like, I think that company could have gone a lot farther. And the reason is that the investors were twisting the founders' arms, saying we need to get out of this, right? Our fund needs to close out its investments or any number of things, and so we need you to basically sell at that point in time. Or what you see is other startup companies, they're doing fine. They're doing fine. Like they're not hockey sticking. They're not hockey sticking, but they're doing a nice growth or whatever else. And then the investors start pushing because the investors don't want nice growth. Investors don't want 5% year-over-year growth or 10% year-over-year growth. They want 100% year-over-year growth. So here's what's some of the fucked up things in the startup world, in the investor world, right? So you have a company that has like 15% year-over-year growth. It's a technology company. It provides a good product. It has good customers. It has good revenue. It might even have good profit. But you're looking at like 15% year-over-year growth, and it's got investors. The investors will literally push the founders to go faster and to go harder, because here's the deal. As far as the investors are concerned, they either get a 50x return or the company is garbage. 15% return is as bad as nothing. So they would rather try to force the companies to accelerate. So maybe they get that home run, right? And that's some of the stuff that you see out of these investors. And so that's where you see, like with Anthropic, and you got with this OpenAI, their investors have come in and they have already valued them so high, right? And they need returns. And so the thought of one of these companies coming in and doing a down round, right? Anthropic coming in, as I say, and getting a $500 billion valuation on the open market, right? That is a death knell for these companies, because if the investors came in, they invested at almost $1 trillion, basically their valuation gets cut in half, then are they going to be willing to put more money into the company? Are other investors going to be willing to put more money in the company? At the exact same time, these companies are burning cash in order to support the hardware and everything else that they have. I don't know. It'd be a hell of a thing. So in October, maybe in October, we're going to see Anthropic IPO. And this disaster is just gonna continue. I will be interested to see how all this works out. As I say, like right now, when I looked at SpaceX, it was like at $136 a share. But they've already sunk below the IPO price. There doesn't seem to be a real business case for SpaceX being worth, I don't know, any amount of money, right? You have the investment banks coming out, and the investment banks are writing like these buy, they're giving their buy recommendations. SpaceX should be worth $225 a share. But the weird thing with all this too is that the investment bankers are the ones that make money off of you buying shares in the company. They're like, hey, if you buy shares in this company, I get a commission. Oh, that's the person I'm going to trust. I don't know. This is a very, very screwed up world at this point in time. So what do you think about this? What do you think about Anthropic coming out for their IPO? $965 billion valuation as of May. Do you think they will come out at only $1 trillion valuation? Do you think they're going to try to goose that to like 1.2, 1.5, something like that? Do you see the value here? Do you see $1 trillion in value here? We have now had we've had this generation of artificial intelligence now for what, 4 years? It's been in popular culture for like 4 years. With what you're seeing, does $1 trillion valuation make sense? I don't know. Put your thoughts down below. If you like these episodes, remember they're on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts. Link is down below. If you want to follow me on LinkedIn, there's a link down there too. With that, see y'all later.